You don't want to jump? This is the kitty. Who's the sweetest kitty? You're such an old man. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, X Stitch and Chill. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you so much for spending some stitchy time with me, and I really do appreciate whenever you guys come back and watch another video. And if you're new here, my name is Kelsey, and this channel is all about cross stitch and the chill things that I am doing while I cross stitch, because cross stitching and watching TV and doing things like that keeps snacks away. I am really close to another big milestone on YouTube. I have almost 1,500 subscribers. So if you know anybody who's looking for any new floss tubes, or if you have come back and watched a few videos and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. I would really love to reach that goal and then start zooming on to the next one. So if you saw my last video or any of my little update videos for March Madness, I was doing that through Fandom Stitching Central, a Facebook group, and they have lots of little stitching challenges and reading challenges, movie challenges. They have a theme every year. This year, the theme is Disney. So it's been super fun doing that. But if you were watching those update videos, then I will let you know that Deathly Hallows was the winner of the March Madness bracket, which was really more of a I had time to stitch on these days bracket. It was actually really close, I think, between that and Heart of the Winter, which was the other one in the finals. I think there was only like 3 or 4 stitches like separating them. So yeah, it was super fun to do though. I got to work on a lot of projects, so that was awesome. And yeah, thanks Fandom for putting that on. Also, as a reminder, if you have any questions about the whips that I'm doing, who designed them, what fabric I'm doing them on, anything like that, there is a link below to a spreadsheet that has all of my current whips and all of my to be stitched stuff and some of my finishes. So if you are interested in any of that kind of stuff, if I forget to say or something, then check that link, because all the information is there. I am going to say a quick sorry I did not get all done up for you guys. I really wanted to get this video done yesterday, but I had other plans and I kind of ran out of time. So wanted to get it done today, but I'm going to a party tonight, so I don't want to, it's like noon. I don't really want to get all done up yet. So I'm waiting to like get through most of my day before I have to glam it up. I'm just going to a wedding vendor party. They're always super fun. And so it's like a kickoff for the season kind of thing. So yeah, I don't want to like get all done up yet. It's too early. By the time I actually go to the party, I'll be like, bah. Getting into whips. I don't have any new starts or anything. But I tried to like organize my projects more, and somehow it just feels more like less organized. I did buy these really big mesh bags from Amazon to put some of my bigger projects in. These fit like my 11 by 11 Q-snaps, and depending on how much fabric they're in, they might zip, they might not. I don't know, but these have been really nice. But my first project, which is filthy, but it's okay, is one I have been stitching on a lot, and that is my Nostalgia Tarot stitch from the Witchy Stitcher. This is a Patreon exclusive that she has going on. We have the frame and 3 cards so far. So I have been working on the frame a lot. This is what it looked like last time I saw you guys. And I moved the Q-snap recently, and I'm not gonna take it out to show you guys. Because if you saw my reel of me putting this giant piece of black fabric into the hoop, yeah, it's a lot. So I don't want to take it out right now, but I'll put a picture in. I think I took a picture before I put it back in the Q-snap. But anyway, that's what it looked like last time and what it looked like before I moved the Q-snap. And then now this is what it looks like. So I am working on the left-hand corner, right-hand corner. I'm working on the right-hand corner. And yeah, so like the tarot and the words and stuff are over here. And then I haven't finished like the rainbow and the stars and stuff on this side. I decided that I wanted to get started on the first card. So this is the Empress, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. This is the one that came out most recently, but it's the only one that's like on the top row. So I figured I would start there, and I kind of started it. I've only done like the very top part of the card. And then there's still like a bunch of stuff to do up over here. But I just wanted to get into the card, and because I already stitched like the rainbow and everything on the other side. But these like where it's like, this is all like stitched like 5 of each color. So I kind of tackled it like, okay, do these 2 together, and then I cut the thread, and then I went over here because it's a long gap to carry the thread. I don't mind carrying the thread, but then I'm gonna like stitch all over it, so I didn't want to have that many carried threads on the back of this project. And yeah, stitching on black is fun. It's not terrible, but it's not great. Yeah, I haven't had too many problems. But yeah, that's Nostalgia Tarot, and I've really enjoyed stitching on this one lately. This one has actually taken up most of my stitching time. I definitely have been like way into stitching this one because it's so fun. The colors are so fun, and it's like easy. It's not too like confetti heavy or anything. So I've really been enjoying this one and working on it. There are a few things about it though that, first of all, I don't know if anybody else has markup, if you have problems with the Witchy Stitcher's patterns in markup. Mine do not like her, my markup does not like her patterns at all. Like, it's really hard to get the grid right, and then the key never comes up correctly. It's always like picking like gray lines, and it's like, this is a color. Like, it's not, but okay. So yeah, if you have any problems with that and you've solved them, I would love to hear about it, because yeah, I don't really know why it hates it so much, but it really is not a fan of Witchy Stitcher designs. It's not just like this one. It's like most of them I have a little bit of a hard time with. Also with this one, I was in the Facebook group and somebody was like, are you guys stitching the black on black? Because it does call for like 310 in certain areas. And there was like people who were like, no, I'm not stitching black on black. And there were people who were like, yeah, I'm stitching the black on black because I like how the texture matches. And it's a little different than just leaving the Ada exposed. And then I saw somebody else and they were like, oh, I'm going to do the black on black, but I'm doing it with the Etoile, if that's how you say it. So I went to Michael's and I did get the black Etoile, the 310. I have it right here. And I don't know if you're going to be able to tell on camera, but if you have this one in real life, it's black, right? The thread is black, but the trouble is that I feel like the sparkles in it are blue. So I'm gonna come in hot for you guys here, but like, I don't know if you can tell, but like the sparkles are like blue tinted. I don't know. So now I'm not sure if that's what I want to do, because I don't want blue sparkles, you know? I also got another Etoile color, but I left it somewhere. Oh no, my cat brought it up to my room last night as a gift, and now I put it somewhere else. But I think it's like 3766 or something. It's like dark pewter, and it has like silvery flecks in it, but it's still pretty dark gray. So I might try that out and see if I like it better. I just don't know about the blue glitter in it. I feel like it doesn't really match the rest of the vibes. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll test out each one and see what I like better. But yeah, if you're doing this one and you have any advice, I would love to hear it. Okay, so my next one is, which way does it go? This way. My next one is Satan's Marshmallows, which is also by the Witchy Stitcher. And this one I pulled out to work on a prompt for fandom as well. I think I just needed to get like 100, 200 stitches for it. So yeah, I worked on the frame a little bit more. Is what it looked like last time you guys saw it for March Madness. I worked on it for a little bit with the frame, and now this is what it looks like. So still working in on the frame, and I have a little yellow thread right here because I was using it to like count. So like every 10 stitches, I would put that thread like near it and then like poke like near the red and then like poke the needle out up here. So it was kind of out of the way. And then I would stitch 10 more and then I would move it to like mark where the 10 is, and it made it so much easier. And I feel like I was successful in counting the stitches because it's really hard when it's like a really long straight line. So yeah, that was really helpful. But this one, like once the frame is almost done actually. I just need to complete it, and then there's like some more down here somewhere. So it shouldn't take too many sessions left, but this one is kind of like a low priority right now. So yeah, it's not gonna be worked on too much. All right, so the next one I want to show you guys is Heart of the Winter, which is part of the Heart of the Season series from Little Dove Stitches. And I have done spring, fall, well, spring, autumn, and summer. So this is the last one that I need to do. It's also taking me the longest time than any of the other ones. But I worked on, or this is what it looked like last time you guys saw it. I don't think I got too much done in between then and now, but this is what it looks like now. So I got a little bit of the house done and some of the whites in the tree. I think I just have a little bit down here to do, but I ran out of the white B5200. So I have some, I just need to like rewind the bobbin. So yeah, that's what this one got, a little bit of work on it. I need to finish this one. It's no longer winter, fully into spring. It's t-shirt weather today. So that's nice. I'm sure it'll snow again at some point though, because that's just how Colorado is. All right, so the next one to show you guys is Deathly Hallows Starry Night crossover. This one is artwork by DJ Vigo, and it is threaded by Thread Geeks. And this is my focus piece for the year. I really want to finish this. So I did get actually quite a bit done. Like I said, this one won March Madness, so I did get quite a lot of stitching time in March for this one. And I've been prioritizing it so far in April. But this is what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And I think I had just started on the 5th page and of the 12. But we don't need to know about that. I think I am almost 50% through it though, so that's exciting. But this is what it looks like now. So I have been stitching all of this blue around. I got to stitch the moon, which is so gorgeous. That was a fun day. I was like, oh my God, the moon looks amazing. So I have been loving working on this one. I worked on it last night for a little while and I got a little over 200 stitches on it. And it's just so pretty. But it's a lot of work. But I do really like working on this one. So this one is my focus piece. Hopefully I can finish it by the end of the year. Right now I am not on track for that. So I need to like recalculate how many stitches I need to do a month, which before it was 3,100, and I just feel like that's impossible at this point. So, and then it's going to be even more. So I don't know if I will end up finishing this year, but I really want to. I really want to. Maybe 1 month I will have like a bunch of time to work on it. I'm going to Florida in July for like a girls trip. So with my mom and my sister and my daughter. So hopefully I'll have a lot of time to work on it then. All right, so this is another project that's gotten a lot of love recently, and it is my 2024 temperature stitch galaxy by Climbing Goat Designs. And yeah, I have finished January and February, and I'm about halfway through March. Maybe a little more than halfway, but I am getting through it, and it's been a really fun stitch. My last temperature stitch was like the same thing over and over again, so this one is kind of nice how it like changes up and everything. So yeah, this is what it looked like last time you guys saw it, and this is what it looks like now. So I've got my first little spiral, and the spiral does end with March. So every spiral is 3 months. So after I finish March, April will start a new spiral. And I'm enjoying this one, but I've realized a problem. And that is that there is a lot of like yellows. And let me grab all the floss for it. So like yellow is a pretty big chunk of the colors. So like these are like pretty mid temperatures, like 50s. I think you get into the 60s more with like the oranges and stuff. But the thing is that a lot of these yellows are very, very similar. And so sometimes when I stitch on them, you don't get a lot of like, I'm gonna have a hard time with this word, differentiation. I don't know. It doesn't look different for this way, some of them, and it kind of like makes it boring, I guess, because I feel like, you know, going into summer, there will be a lot of red, but there will still be a lot of yellow, because right now the yellow is what the highs are, and in the summer, the yellow is what the lows are going to be. So it's going to be a lot of yellow in my galaxy. So I think if I do one of her designs again, because she gave you like a lot of options, like whether you wanted to do like, she was like, okay, here's the range that you can do, and then how to calculate your range, and then like how to use what colors. And she gave like several color palettes. Like some had, she had like 20 colors, 40 colors, 50 colors, 120 colors. I don't think actually there's a 120 color one, but she gave options for like all different colors and stuff, and like a different range. If you wanted, like you could do one color per degree if you wanted. But in Colorado, we have such a large range. Like I think my range goes from like -10 to 100. So that's like a lot. And I'm doing a new color every 3 degrees. So it's, yeah, I just worry that I maybe made my range too big, or I think that's the problem, is that I've made my range like too long. Like my last one was like anything below 0 was a color, and then like anything, and then I did every 5. So it wasn't as many colors, but I feel like that kind of helped make it different. I don't know. I think next time I do it, I might choose a shorter range and just be like, okay, we don't get that many negative days, but we do get some, but we don't get that many. So maybe I won't do quite as many negative color temperatures, and then I'll do a little less colors, and then I'll have a little more variety in it, I guess, is what I'm saying. So anyway, that's the temperature stitch, and it's coming along quite well. So my next one, which is the second to last one, I have to show you guys, and it didn't get a ton of work on it, but it did get some work on it, and that is Schitt's Creek Landmarks, which is by Stitchy Time Designs. And I found that on Etsy. So this is what Schitt's Creek looks like. Last time you guys saw it, it was on the board for WhipGo, and then, or not WhipGo. I don't do WhipGo. I watch a lot of people who do WhipGo. It was on the board for March Madness, and so it did get a lot of stitches. And then I think I did like 400 stitches on this one day, and it was probably all in this green grass. So this is what it looks like now. So like, I think I did a lot of stitches in this green. And yeah, it's coming along. I think I'm on page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this one. So this green like goes all the way down to the roof. This is the Rosebud Motel down here. So yeah. And then like this is the building for the Cafe Tropical. So yeah, it's coming along, and this one's like super easy and mindless to stitch on because it's very large blocks of color. So yeah, I have really been enjoying working on this one, and it's a great, like, I don't really want to think about stitching, but I do want to stitch kind of situation. So yeah, this one has been fun. All right, and the last one I wanted to show you guys is Biscuit Mill, which is by Modern Folk Embroidery, and this one has been, I've been using it as like my F1 stitch, and then anytime I need to like break one out for any reason. So this is what it looks like last time. I don't think I had done too much, but I did get my 200 stitches in for the Formula One weekend last weekend, and now it looks like this. So I pretty much just did this like little flower here, and that was enough. And yeah, this one should be done soon. I think I don't have too much to do down at the bottom, but then I have to decide if I'm gonna stitch the lighter color. So I stitched the dark color, and then like inside the dark color in some spaces, there's a lighter color. I don't know if I'm going to do it. We'll see. We'll see when I get it finished. Might just be one of those like ever evolving projects. But yeah, that's Biscuit Mill, and not too much exciting going on with it, but it got some work. So that is everything for my whips, and now it's time to get into haul. I did not work on Moe Shandon this time, so I think I'll work on it soon though, so I can show you guys progress on that. I think I might have done like one day, but I didn't get much done. So anyway, yeah, into the haul. So you've probably heard me, if you've been around for a while, you've heard me talk about a creative reuse store here in Denver called Recreative, and it is awesome. They have a lot of like secondhand art supplies, and they get big things like kilns and looms and everything, but mostly little stuff. But they have volunteer nights, and sometimes on the weekends they have some volunteer times where you go and help sort out materials, you know, folding fabrics and measuring how big they are, and then putting them together and pricing them. And because a lot of their donations are just like in these big tubs, and you just kind of go through them. I always end up on Sewing Notions because that's what I know a little bit more than I know about fabric. So yeah, but it's a really fun time. You get to kind of hang out and chat with people and meet lots of artistic people. So it's really fun. But while we were there, we were pulling out a sewing Notion box, and it had a bunch of cross stitch stuff in it. A lot of it was stuff I didn't really need, and like really old white Ada, like was not white anymore. So yeah, but I did find these. So these are 14 count plastic canvases, and I have found these before, but not in 14 count. I feel like the smaller counts are harder to find. So this is a 14 count. I don't know if it's what it's doing, but it's so old, like this sticker doesn't even like stick on anymore. But I thought that this would be perfect for my mini masterpieces because it's plastic, so it's a little more rigid. And if I want to like leave them around places without having to make like a frame, I could just do like blanket stitch on the end and then like done. So I thought it was perfect. And they had like 14 of them. So I got all of these, 50 cents each. And yeah, it's a nonprofit, so everything goes back into the community and everything. So yeah, that was exciting. I'm excited to do those and stitch on them when, when I have time. I already talked about how we got the Empress card from the Witchy Stitcher, and she also sent out another really awesome April Patreon exclusive extra bonus pattern, and it looks like this. And some people actually stitched it up, which is really great. I didn't have time to stitch it up, but I love that people actually did stitch it up. It was super funny because it came out on April 1st. So that was our April Fool's. Then I was on Etsy for some reason, because you end up on Etsy all the time. And I found some Disney villain patterns by Witty Stitch, and it was really hard not to buy the whole 5-pack. I was like, it's only $20, and I was showing my daughter, and she was like, well, you don't need all of those, Mom. You have plenty of patterns. And I was like, but what if I do need all of them? So she was right. I picked my favorite, and I ended up going with Ursula. Poor Unfortunate Souls is like one of my favorite Disney songs of all time, along with Be Prepared. Villains always have a great song in Disney movies, so I love Ursula, and I loved how Flotsam and Jetsam are like around her and the style of it and everything. But if you're interested in other villains, she had the Queen of Hearts, she had Lady Tremaine, the Evil Queen, Maleficent. There's one more. I can't think of who it is though. But yeah, those are on her Etsy shop, Witty Stitch. And yeah, I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but it was beautiful and I wanted it, so I bought it. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw that I won a challenge at my gym. I go to Orange Theory, and they always have like challenges and events going on and everything. So during January, February, and March, they had an 8-week challenge. And you had to go to the gym, you had to do a workout 3 days a week for 6 of those 8 weeks, which I did, which was really hard. And then the 2 weeks that I didn't get 3 workouts in, I did manage to get 2 workouts in those weeks. So I was really close, but to a perfect score. But basically, you did like an in-body scan before and an in-body scan after, and then you were either going for fat loss or muscle gain, and I won for women's muscle gain. I actually gained a little over a pound in muscle, so that was exciting. And so I won $250 for that. You do pay like a buy-in for the event, so all it goes into a pot. So with my $250, I decided to buy myself a Lowry stand, upgrading from my Daylight stand, which has been very trusty, but I feel like when I stitch on the couch, it doesn't quite reach over enough, and I feel like I'm like my back and my shoulders are bothering me all the time. So I wanted to maybe, you know, it's for my health. I got a Lowry stand for my health and my body. But I did order it. I haven't gotten it yet. So when I get it, I will be very excited. I just got the plain like silver gray, and then I did get the extra long L bar. So that'll be really cool. And I have like little weights I could put on it if I need to, or I can stick it under the couch. I know a lot of people are like, it tips if you do it, but I've got solutions for that problem already. So I bought that and I'm very excited. And then I also did buy some Aida, hand-dyed Aida from Mystic Fabrics. And I think it was, I don't remember, but it's like a dark blue. I think last time I talked about how I was looking for like a spacey kind of fabric to do a couple stitches on. So I have a pattern from Bad Stitch that's like a little rainbow bridge that's supposed to be like commemorative for your pet. It's like a rainbow clouds, and then it has different doorways at the end of it, and then you can put like your pet's name and date on there. So I was going to make one for my brother-in-law, and then I was going to make one, and then I was like, oh, and then I have a bunch of fabric left over. It's not a very big design. And then I did have to get 16 count though, so it might be a little bigger than I wanted, but it's fine. And then my cousin recently had to put her dog down. He had cancer. He was very sick. So I was going to make one for her. And then recently we found out that our cat, he is 18, 19 years old. He's an old kitty, but he also has some kind of cancer. We aren't really going to spend a bunch of money to figure out what kind of cancer it is. It's just very suspected because he is an older cat and he's losing a lot of weight, even though he's eating and drinking and he's active and everything. He's losing a lot of muscle tone and a lot of weight. He only weighs about like 6 pounds right now. So he seems very chipper and happy and fine. You would not know that he was sick, but the vet said, you know, in several months it could be a different story. So we are just going to love on Cat until he's ready. But I will have fabric for his. So a little bittersweet, but it's like he's lived a long, good life. He's been very spoiled, and it will be sad to say goodbye, but we still have some time with him, so I'm gonna enjoy it. So that is all the stitchy stuff that I have for you guys. If you just came for the stitchy stuff, you may go. I release you. No, if you just stayed for the stitchy stuff, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you checking in on me and all my progress. And if you haven't yet, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button, as well as leave a comment if you feel so inclined. I love hearing from you guys. The comments are my favorite thing. So if you have any questions or anything, or if you just want to be like, hey, I love that too. I absolutely love those kind of comments. But with that, we're getting into the chill stuff. So I have been on a audiobook devouring, I don't know what you call it. I've been doing a lot of audiobooks. I've been like sucking them down. So I first started with, I don't know where it was. Oh, I think I was reading The X Hex last time I talked to you guys, listening to, and that was like a super cute little fun beach read is what I would call it. And I enjoyed it. It was great, really quick. I think I got it because there was like nothing on my holds list getting close to getting on, not off of my holds list. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just get this one. And then after that one, I was like, oh, well, I'll just get another book that's available right away, because all my holds still say like 3-4 weeks until I get one of my holds in my library. And so I ended up getting another book, and I got Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth, and she wrote the Divergent series. And she wrote the Divergent series, and I did like the Divergent series. And so this is a different book different concept and everything, but I really enjoyed it. It was really good. Yeah, it gave like, I mean, yeah, it's definitely nothing like Divergent, but I did really like the characters, and it has a little bit of the two perspective kind of thing, and I really enjoyed it. And there's a second book, and it's available right now. But the day I decided to borrow Carve the Mark, A Touch of Malice, which is the next book in the Hades and Persephone series, that one popped up. And the same day, like later that day, they're like, your hold is ready. I was like, of course it is. So I will be starting in on that one next. And I just now remembered, I also listened to Believe Me by Tahera Mafi. I always want to put the other in her last name. Tahera Mafi. And she wrote the Woven Kingdom series as well. And then she wrote the Shatter Me series. And Believe Me is the last little like novella of the Shatter Me series. And it was like fluff, right? It's like a novella. It's just like, meh. You know, you don't need to read it, but you want to read it because it was about like their wedding, and so it was super cute, and it was told from the guy's perspective, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was super cute, but it has prompted me to like do a reread of the Shatter Me series because I absolutely loved that series. It was so good. And then, you know, I'm reading her other series, This Woven Kingdom, which had 3 books, and then the next book will come out eventually. I don't know. Last time, like the Shatter Me series, she did like 3 books, and then there was a really long break, and then she did another 3 books. So I need to be patient. I'm just filling the void and filling the hole with more books. So yeah, I will listen to A Touch of Malice next, by Stacia Stark, and then I think it's Stacia Stark. Maybe it's not. I don't know. A Touch of Malice. I'm going to read that one next. And then I did get, so we're big F1 fans, and Gunther Steiner recently released a like biography called Surviving to Drive. And he reads it, and I just wanted to listen to his voice and listen to what he had to say. I thought it was kind of funny. But so that'll be like a little fun, like silly thing with Gunther. They'd have a commercial where he like everyone's wearing like knitted clothes, like hats and sweaters. He even made like a racing suit for the drivers, and they're like all like knitted and crocheted, and it was like for Christmas. And then at the end you find out that Gunther Steiner has been making all these, and it's just really silly. It's not funny if you don't know him though. If you don't watch Formula One, it doesn't make any sense. So I am looking forward to doing that one. That one's next. And then I'm sure by then I'll have another hold on, another hold available. But if I don't, I will probably do the second book to Carve the Mark. So I went on a little bit of a documentary kick, and I watched The Program on Netflix, which is excellent, an excellent documentary. Just like the way they put it together and the information, and like it's amazing that they were able to find all this stuff. Like they go back to this school and they basically just left all the papers there and like all this like damning evidence. So that was a little crazy, but I did enjoy it because I really liked the filmmaker. I thought she had a great perspective on things, and she was a little funny but serious, and she seems like someone I'd want to hang out with. So yeah, I really enjoyed The Program. I also watched Quiet on Set, which I didn't enjoy quite as much, just because I felt like it wasn't as strong of a documentary as it should have been. Like, it's 4 episodes. The 3rd episode is all about Drake Bell, and most of the documentary is about Dan Schneider, who wrote and created a lot of the shows that Nickelodeon had in the 90s. I thought it was going to ruin my childhood because I watched a lot of Nickelodeon as a kid, but it wasn't actually shows that, it was kind of like after my Nickelodeon era. Like I wasn't really watching Nickelodeon as much anymore. So I didn't really know the shows very well because it was like Victorious and Amy and Kat, Allie and Kat or something, and then Drake and Josh. I did watch the Amanda Show, and like all that, but they didn't really touch on those that much. And then there's an entire episode about Drake Bell and the abuse he suffered from somebody else, an acting coach. So it was interesting that all the other episodes were about Dan Schneider, and then all of a sudden it was about this other thing. And I mean, it's all terrible and shouldn't have happened. And you wonder why this is why child stars are often very messed up. And yeah, it's something that you kind of like know is going on, but you don't know what's going on. So yeah, I didn't find it as strong of a documentary, like the storytelling and everything. But I mean, it's worth a watch if you like that kind of stuff. So I watched it on HBO, but I think it was Pluto TV. I don't know who made it, but I have HBO Max, so I watched it on there. My husband and I watched Three Body Problem on Netflix, which was really good. I think it's like the same people who did like Westworld and Game of Thrones and everything. They did it. So it's like twisty turny mystery, what's happening. But we really enjoyed it. We thought it was really good. And, now it's going to be like a year and a half before we get season 2. But there were a lot of Game of Thrones actors in it, which was cool. And yeah, it was a really great show, really great story. It's only like 8 episodes, so it was definitely worth a watch if you want to watch that. And then last night I watched comedy Anybody But You. It's got like Sydney Sweeney in it, and she is going to her sister's wedding, and her sister is marrying this other best friend is this guy she had like a one night stand kind of. So yeah, it was funny and it was cute. I wasn't really paying attention. I was stitching, so I wasn't like what was happening, but it was good and it was funny. Like they're Australia, so it's lots of humor. It was fun. I'm not gonna watch it again, but I thought it was chill stuff. You guys, things I've been doing while I always got my headphones listening to an audio. I just play it on my phone. So again, subscribed and you made it this far, please hit the like button and subscribe so that out to more people.